Hey guys, welcome back to another video by Stoby. Today's video is about modular machinery. Before we start, please can you like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. So the first thing we need to do is you're going to want to go into your controls, you're going to want to find what the JEI find recipe keybind is. No, you want to find the uses of an item, and then if you press that on the machine controller, that will list out all the structures that for modular machinery and you want to find the structure that you're going to build. And what you're going to do is the dash line here gives you the resource list, and you're going to want to go out and you want to collect all of these resources before you begin. But you've probably already done that. And then the button in the bottom right will allow you to view the layer by layer view, and the top left button will allow you to produce a projection of it, which you can right click on the floor, and then that will allow you to place the blocks in their relevant places. Now the input, all the hatches, so the item input hatch, the energy input hatch, and the fluid input hatch all have different sizes. These define the amount that of capacity they have, and you need to make sure that you're using the correct one for the capacity that you need. So, for example, in the aluminum recipe, in the advanced alloy smelting factory, you require a certain amount of the ingredients. So you can see you require a certain amount of lava and a certain amount of the other fluid. Also, the amount of item slots you'll need, which will define what size of hatch you need. The amount of energy matters less, since it doesn't require all the energy in it to start, it just requires 1 tick's worth. But it's better to have a large energy storage, just to be prepared. So I'm going to construct this example one here. So for any recipe that requires an empty hatch for some of the recipes, you can just use the smallest size and it will be fine. So you can see on the hatch, it lists the amount of slots it has. So here I'm picking out the correct ones that I need. Also, the energy hatches have a cap on the amount of FE they can be inputted into. So make sure you have the big enough one for the amount of FE that you require for the recipe, the amount of FE input the recipe requires. The output ones will just fill up with the output items. So here we are, we have the example one constructed. So you can see we have all the input hatches in the back. So I'm going to take this energy input. This is just a creative energy input that outputs energy on every side. And you'll see that it now stops complaining and that it doesn't have enough power, and complains that it doesn't have enough fluid. So this is the controller. This will detect what structure you have built and will whinge about what it's missing. And you'll note that I don't have a blueprint in this. That's because this is not necessary for the function of the machine. It just allows you to access the JEI menu. If you don't have JEI, then you can open it up here, like so. So in here we have the fluid input. For the recipe, we need 200 ml buckets of lava. So I am going to throw in a bucket of lava. So for the items, we're going for the aluminum recipe. So that is glowstone, silver, and tin. Just to show how that this is working. If I can find tin and JEI. And apparently spell ingot. There we go. So we pop that in our 9 input hatch. So we put in silver, glowstone, and tin. You might also want to fill in those other ones with junk items if you're thinking of automating it, because that means that it won't have more than recipe. And there you go, it's crafted aluminum. So that's how you use the modular machinery. Now you'll note the other one is empty. That's filled with the other ingredients for the rest. That would be filled with the other ingredients for the recipe. So now you have to note that with modular machinery, the structure will not change when you finish the recipe, normally like with other structures, and you also don't need to right click it with any tool or thing to make it into a multi-block. The only way you can tell is by right click on the controller, where it will tell you what structure you've built. Now you'll note there's also input and output hatch, so you need to make sure that differences. Also, the modular machinery keeps its storage inside each of the blocks on the sides, rather than other machines like in mechanism, where it stores the things in the actual block itself. So if you found this tutorial useful, please like and subscribe and hit the bell, and thank you for watching.
Great. Toby.